And we are back here at Penn's Peak Radio, right here on Twisted Mix. It is Kara in the studio with you this morning, and we are getting pumped up around here because there is a true rock and roll show coming up to Penn's Peak this Saturday night, December 3rd. And this morning, I have the privilege and honor of chatting with Tim, lead singer of Blackfoot, a guitar extraordinaire, one of the bands that is going to be melting your faces off Saturday night. How are you doing this morning, Tim?
Good, Kara. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for chatting and spending your morning with us. We're so excited for you guys to be stopping by. We were talking a little bit beforehand. It's been 4 years or something like that.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. It seemed like it was just the other day, but I guess when we're all so busy, time flies by, and so we're overdue. We need to get in there.
Oh, overdue, and we're so excited to have you back. So before we really get into things, for the people that might still be kind of in the dark about what's going on with Blackfoot these past few years, Tim, could you give us a kind of a rundown of the history of yourself in the band and how this new and improved Blackfoot came about for you and the rest of the guys?
Okay, yeah. Starting in 2012, Ricky Medlock, who is the godfather, the originator of Blackfoot, and probably well known as being in Leonard Skinner. He was in the original band. He played on First and Last, and and then he's been back with the band for probably going on 20 years now.
Okay.
So he's busy with Skinner all the time, but he had this idea, and this was in 2012, to stick all new guys into Blackfoot and try to carry it on to a new generation of fans. And he, with Skinner, they see in the audience, they see like 3 generations of fans in there. They have the original fans, and then their sons, and then their grandsons, and so he kind of had that idea to do that with Blackfoot, and so that's when I got involved with it, and I've been doing it ever since then. And we've played a lot of shows, met a lot of people. The audience has been really great to us. And just now, this year, we released a new CD. So
yeah,
that sums it up, I think, in a nutshell. Anyways.
I like it. Nice, sweet, and to the point.
Yeah.
And speaking, Southern Native, that just came out, in August?
Yeah.
And, literally, I was listening to it. I was hooked in with the first track, Need My Ride. I mean, the guitar solo in that alone just took me away. That was fantastic. So
thank you.
You're welcome. So how did this album come about for you?
Well, from the once we in the beginning in 2012 with a new band, right away Ricky had said that part of the idea was that we're gonna write new songs and do a new album, and it's going to be the whole deal. It's not going to just be going out and doing shows. And so, right off the bat, we started writing songs and working with Ricky and bringing stuff to him. And he's producing everything that we do. So, so let alone that, he heads up the whole thing, and he's producing and he's co-writing with us, and he's kind of involved in every aspect of it, and it's not, he doesn't force that on us, he doesn't, but he's there, he's such a valuable, asset to have, that, and who better to give you input on what Blackfoot should be doing, thinking, playing, than Ricky. So,
the man himself.
Yeah, exactly. So, but we sort of have the freedom to do what we want, and he actually pushes us to do what comes natural to us. And his attitude is, don't try to emulate what we did or what we were doing. Just do what comes natural. And but their influence is so much in us.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's kind of naturally there, but it's a little more of a modern take, I guess you could say, on it. But so. Basically, he he produces and co-writes and stuff with us. So, as we went along, as we were playing shows, and we just kept writing and working up stuff, and then finally we came to a point where we had a whole bunch of songs, and he said, we started recording them, and everyone was getting excited about it, and then that's when we hooked up with Loud and Proud Records, which is part of Warner Brothers, and talked about putting the album out. So, and that's what we did. So we're pretty happy with how it came out, and it's been going pretty well for us. So
it is doing awesome.
Everybody that everyone that's bought it and come to the shows, we thank everybody because it's really great. They've opened themselves up to us now.
Yeah, and what I've seen, the response has been amazing. For yourself as a songwriter, did you find yourself going back and maybe listening, but putting in your own spark on things on old Blackfoot albums?
Yeah. It's funny because, we play so many of the classic songs and stuff. So to a certain extent, it's sort of ingrained in you because you're playing it all the time. But, as well, I still kind of went back and just sort of technically was listening to stuff and listening to arrangements and structures and how they did certain things, because Blackfoot is sort of unique in the sense that with Southern rock, they're little, there's a lot of intricate things that go on there that people might not recognize unless they're learning the stuff and playing the stuff. And so, that was one of the things is learning and kind of getting those hidden intricacies is what we would call them.
Yeah.
It was like these little things that you didn't notice, as it blew by. You're like, wow, it's just a cool song, and you're learning it and going, wow, this section right here is really difficult, or this is really kind of, interesting and weird right here, But, so that's the kind of stuff that was like, those little details that can make a big difference.
Yeah.
And, so with the new stuff, it was kind of the same thing. And then even with the old stuff, you play that stuff and you could put an extra twist on it as well, which is kind of cool.
That's awesome. And the single is the title track, correct? Southern Native?
Southern Native.
So could you explain to me a little bit about that song, how that song came about specifically, and the music video?
That's a song that's pretty much about Ricky's kind of life experiences and the band in general. So if you listen into the lyrics, you'll hear a lot of references, and it'll be clear that, okay, Ricky's talking about his life and, being on the road and, and all the stuff that comes with it. And so that's, but it sort of applies to a lot of things. There's when you listen to the lyrics, a lot of people tie in and go, oh man, I heard that, I totally can relate to that. And, it's Southern Native, it has to do a lot with his heritage and Native American and being from the South and then just being on the road. And so that was the lyric content of it. And musically, like a lot of Blackfoot stuff, it's just, it's got some great riffs in it. And, we stuck in a couple extra little interesting things musically with the guitars and stuff to kind of, to make it fun.
Yeah.
But it came out good. I mean, we like it anyways.
Well, I like it too, so.
Good. We got a good response from it, I will say. So we were kind of happy with the response because, we feel good about the stuff, but, you put it out there and you say, okay, well, let's see how everyone else feels about it. The audiences at the shows, we were playing a lot of the songs from the new CD at the shows, sort of testing them out and seeing what the reaction was, and we were getting great reaction off them. So, but it was interesting when we did the CD and the video to see what, this sort of worldwide reaction all at once was going to be, and it's been really good. So,
well, that's awesome. The whole CD in a whole is album, CD, whatever we're calling it these days, is fantastic. One of my favorites was Call of a Hero. That song just sticks with you. It's a good one. So people can pick up this album then Saturday night, right?
Yes, yeah, we'll have it. Yeah.
All right.
In its peak.
Yes.
So.
Well, what else can people expect Saturday if you can tease anything about the show to us?
Well, let's see. Of course, as always, we're gonna give it everything we have and leave it on the stage.
Perfect.
We'll let you guys clean it up afterwards, whatever that is. We'll let them clean it up. But no, we're gonna play, of course, a bunch of the classic Blackfoot that everybody loves.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the deep, cuts as well that the real hardcore fans know. And then we sprinkle some of the new stuff in there, so people can hear stuff from the new CD.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just, we have a couple of things we throw in there for fun, just to entertain the audience. And and then of course, the legendary Foghat is going to be coming on after.
Of course.
So we'll be standing on the side of the stage with our jaws hanging down, watching those guys. We've played with them before, and they're so good. It's amazing how some of these bands that have, been around for a while, they get better and better.
Yeah.
And, it's amazing. You think it might be the opposite way. They're not as good as they used to be. They're up to killing it, and you're like, wow, these guys are killing it, So yeah, we're excited, We're super excited about it.
That's awesome. Do you tend to get, nervous on stage, but nervous about the people you're playing with, like Foghat? Does that make you want to play 10 times better or try harder during the show?
Yeah, I would say that, it makes you want to be on point. You want to go, you're like, man, my heroes are standing over here, they're listening to us, and so you really do. You want to be on, and it's in a positive way. For me, if there's an audience there, and you got people like Foghat standing behind you, it makes you it gives you an energy, which is a positive one, but makes you go, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's lay this down now, and so those are definitely exciting shows, and it's as well when my attitude is if there was 3 people standing in front of us, I want them to get everything that they can get, whether it was 3,000 people or whatever,
Yeah.
So I just, if 2 people pay attention to what we're doing, I'm happy. So it doesn't take much to make me happy.
Well, I can tell you right now, it's going to be more than 2 people Saturday night.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard it's going well.
Oh, it is going very well. We're very excited. We've got a month left to 2016. What is going on with Blackfoot the rest of the year and then for 2017?
Well, we have a few more shows left in December, and then we'll be done for the year and take a little time off for the holidays, so to speak. In reality, over the holidays, we're actually already starting to work on new material for the next CD. So,
okay.
In between, celebrating and holidays, we're going to be in the studio working up new songs. And Southern Native hasn't been up very long, but we're already going, okay, let's just get prepared here. Let's, we got ideas. Let's get in there. And usually around this time of year, at the end of the year, Ricky has more free time because Skinhead is usually takes the end of the year off and stuff. And so when he's available more so like that, we like to get in there and utilize his time as much as possible.
Yeah. Squeeze out anything you can from him.
Yeah, so. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? It's like when he's in the studio going, hey, where's my that Les Paul that I had lying around? I'm like, I think it's at my house.
Oh, that sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, it's but he's got 30 million of them. He's waiting through them. He's like, where, okay, just, but but the great thing about Ricky is that he's been, on the road and working and doing stuff, his whole life. So if he can be out, from a huge stretch with Skinner, and he gets home, sometimes he flies in and before he even goes to the house, he drives right to the studio where we're rehearsing or whatever, and stops in. What's going on? What are you guys doing? Play me something, but even at worst, it's like he'll come in, he takes a day off, and then already he's getting antsy and he's bored. What are you guys doing? You over there? I'm coming over. Okay. So he's got so much energy, and for all the stuff that he does with Skinhead and other things, it's like it's just amazing that he's that he is so involved in what we do, and he's as excited about it as as if he was like the guy that was in there playing every single show, and in a sense, Ricky's kind of with us all the time whenever we play. Yeah. It's like, but that's the toughest audience right there. When Ricky's standing right next to you, and I've gotten used to it to some degree, over the past few years.
Yeah.
I could play for 10,000 people, and it doesn't make me flinch at all. It's just I love it. But Ricky's standing there next to you, playing something. You're like, all right, get it right.
That presence.
Exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
It looms.
All right. Well, Tim, how can people check you out? Website, social media?
Yes, they can check out the website, blackfootband.com.
Okay.
Of course, we're on Facebook. There's a fan page for Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We have a Twitter account, and Instagram, I believe, is official Blackfoot. And so I guess, those are the usual suspects. And then the CD is on Amazon, and you can get it on iTunes and kind of most of your kind of typical. I know it's in Walmart. It's not. A lot of times we hear, I went to Walmart and it wasn't there, and it's like, But if they look around, they'll find it.
Yeah.
But, and most of the other kind of internet music sites, you can find it. And as well on YouTube, we did a video for Southern Native that Ricky appears in,
mm-hmm.
and actually Stacy from Kid Rock appears on that song, and she's in the video too. So that was really cool that they came in and did the video with us. Because if you listen to Southern Native, you'll hear Stacy at the end of the song does an amazing vocal.
Yeah, her voice kills it.
Wow.
Yeah.
She is just, I still get goosebumps when I hear her. I'm like, wow. She's just so good, It's no wonder she's, out with Kid Rock all the time. And she's actually featured on the new Meatloaf CD that just came out. She sings on, I think, 3 or 4 tracks. And Ricky actually played some some guitar on that new Meatloaf album, too.
Wow.
But, and like some of the, we were kind of fortunate as well with Southern Native, the CD in general, that we had some of Skinner and some of Kid Rock that actually helped out and contributed. Peter Keys played some keys on 2 songs that are on there.
Okay.
And it's Stacy and James from Kid Rock did stuff on there, and wow. And of course Ricky plays on quite a few things.
Yeah.
But,
well, and you guys cool, too.
But, yeah, well, a little bit, Okay, what about us?
Yeah. Oh, well, Tim, sadly I have to get back to my show, but it's been a pleasure talking with you this morning.
Same here. Thank you so much for having me, and we really looking forward to seeing everybody this weekend, and we'll have a rock and roll party then.
It's gonna be a good one this Saturday night, December 3rd. Blackfoot is gonna be here with Foghat. You don't want to miss it. Again, Tim, thank you so much for spending the morning with me.
Oh, my pleasure, Kara. You have a great day. Okay.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.